Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. Um, I'm doing a collective message today, and something very interesting just happened. First time it's ever happened. So I was recording, and I got about 5 minutes in and realized that my microphone was off. So then I started it again and then looked down after like a minute and it was off again. And then I realized, oh, that microphone's battery is dead. So I had to switch out to this one. And that could be very, very symbolic. So something that I heard was three times the charm. So maybe you are getting ready to do something for the third time. Um, and then it can also be another part of it is I kind of had this when I first got the wireless microphone. I was like, there's going to be one of these days when I go to record and I don't turn them on or something like that, or it dies in the middle of a reading and I don't catch it. And I just had both of those instances happen in one reading. So this could also be kind of a sign that you're manifesting very, very rapidly and accurately is what I just heard. And just having it's also Mercury retrograde, so there's all sorts of fun stuff going on with the electronics. Anyhow, let's get into this message. So, what the three cards that I pulled are we've got the onion dragon, which is release. We've got the squash dragon, which is opinions. Then we've got the tomato dragon, which is shine. And so what I'm getting from this is that by releasing others' opinions of you, it's going to allow you to really step into your authenticity. And when you step into your authenticity fully and unapologetically, that's when you can shine the most. And that's when you're letting your soul through and you're letting your soul shine and kind of, run the show, so to speak. There could also be a need to sit with your emotions at this time and allow them to move through your body, move through your energetic system just as a whole. Um, when we don't express our emotions or let them move through, then by suppressing or ignoring them, what can happen is they'll start to show up in other ways. So it can be getting snippy with a loved one. It can be, you know, all sorts of things from those suppressed emotions. So you could be doing a lot of clearing and releasing right now of the emotional energy. Um, what else? The other thing too is do your best not to wear the opinions of others. And so what I mean by that is if other people are giving opinions to you or telling you you're this or telling you you're that, don't wear that. Don't take that on as your energy. Um Understand that oftentimes that's coming from something within them that they're putting onto you. And so I just feel like that's kind of a little side message for somebody is just be mindful of accepting other people's opinions of you, especially if you feel like when they say it and you're like, that doesn't really feel like me, then just let it go. It's kind of that like thicken up the hide a little bit. Okay. We're gonna start and get some more information from this one. I don't know if I said it in this one or not yet. Uh, this is a collective message, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Oh, I just heard a false start. Interesting. So for some of you, you could be uh interesting. Okay, you could be getting ready to go for something again that you went for in the past, but it didn't pan out. It was like that false start kind of energy. Oh yeah. Okay. So we've got ego that came out, which is Archangel Jophiel. I think that's how you say it. Um, It's a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. And so I feel like that could be what you're allowing to move through your system right now. And maybe you're going through that period of like awakening where you are being faced with a lot of these limiting beliefs, a lot of these things about this about yourself that you believed about yourself, and then you're coming to the realization of like, wait a minute, that's actually not who I am or not who I want to be. We can always revamp who we are and how we show up. And, that's a huge part of the healing journey, the spiritual awakening journey, all of that is going within and being like, I don't really like that I do this. So how can I change that? And then that opens up to heal that and to change that and then to show up differently and really come into that energy of shining. Just having issues today. Okay. Then we've got Five of Fire. So this is competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. And so that could be what's going on too with this opinions of others, is you could be realizing that somebody that you used to value their opinion on you hasn't really been completely accurate in the sense of who you want to be and who you want to show up as from this point forward. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we've got the Five of Water. So this is things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. Um, so the message here is to shift your focus on all the things that you feel like you've lost and look at all the things you have. And then once you get to that point, then you can look towards the future and like start looking at all the things that it is that you want to gain and add to your life. Okay. All right, I'm being called to pull out the other tarot deck. Tarot. Running out of room. Okay, there we go. What else? Spirit? What else? We've got the Ace of Swords. So this is, it can be the sword of truth. And so this can be learning a truth about somebody. This can be learning the truth about the self, a truth about the self. And this can also be like an aha moment, like one of those aha epiphany ideas. Okay. So you could have recently had kind of an epiphany aha moment. And through that, it gave the clarity for you to see um certain betrayals and certain people in your life who were causing pain. Um, yeah. Anything else on that one? Nope. Okay. By transcending the ego and really doing that deep inner work and deciding who it is that you want to be now and doing that deep inner work to anchor that in and allow your soul out to shine, that's really using that magician energy to change how you're showing up in different, this could be realizing that the path that you were on. Okay, so I'm being brought back to the highway analogy. And so what I just saw was like you take that exit realizing that you passed the other exit and then you kind of take a back way to get back on the highway and you realize that you didn't really like being on the highway anyways. You want to take the long scenic route and enjoy the experience of that journey. And so there's a lot of metaphor right there that we can get into as far as like the awakening journey and all of that, and like the 3D realm is being on the highway and you have to get here and you have to get here as fast as possible, and then like the awakening journey gets you off the highway and then you're like, actually I'm going to go over here and have awesome sauce experiences off the highway going all these back roads. um like that's kind of the equivalent of like 5D. So that was a fun little analogy there, Spirit. um So this is just saying that you have all the tools at your disposal to make all of those changes that you want, to manifest the life that you want. Yeah. And then by doing that work, you're going to allow yourself to come out and shine, and it's also going to lead to wish fulfillment. And this is emotional, like emotionally completely fulfilled. And so to be like, that was an absolute. I tend to not like to speak in absolutes, but that one came through as an absolute. So there we go. Um, okay. So it says, congratulations. A wish granted or a dream come true is either here for you or on the horizon. Okay. So that's it's a good sign to just continue to make these choices that are going to lead to your wish fulfillment, and ignore the opinions and the suggestions and all of that of others right now if it's not aligning with what you're feeling like at a soul level. You can take that stuff into consideration, and then also just do the work to continue to connect with yourself and your own guidance in whatever way that's coming in for you right now, and really tap into that so that you can enjoy the journey, so that you can come into this wish fulfillment, so that you can come out and shine. And it's going to help you release this energy of being, feeling betrayed basically. Um and with that kind of betrayal energy, I feel like you're being called to really kind of, I don't really want to say look at it, but it's more just like you had the realization, or you're having the realization so that you can release it and transcend it. Okay. There's more. What else? Okay. So we've got the tower. Mm, Museum. Okay, so we've got the tower. What this is it's like a crumbling of a foundation of some sort. It's divine intervention. It's like you spent this time building this thing, and then spirit comes in with like a mild earthquake and is like, but was it really that stable? And then you're like, well, damn. I guess freaking not. And so the thing with tower moments is it's a beautiful opportunity to rebuild from. So oftentimes from the human perspective, they feel uncomfortable and not pleasant to go through most of the time. There's other tower moments that are great. You know, it- yeah, like it's not always, quote unquote bad. It's just oftentimes in the moment it feels like it because it literally can rock you to the core. Um and just shake everything up. And there's different levels of tower moments. For this one, I'm feeling it's pretty big with the other cards coming out here. So you could be in this energy where like you're getting rocked right now. You feel like the universe is rocking you in a not pleasant way. Understand you wouldn't be going through this if it wasn't for your highest good. And then oftentimes also just a little side note for the future, ways to, quote unquote avoid tower moments is by listening to your own internal guidance. Because the thing is if you're like, if, your GPS, going back to this analogy, if the GPS is like, you know, make a U-turn, make a U-turn, make a U-turn, and you keep ignoring it, then that's when the universe is gonna come in and be like, you know, road closure kind of thing. Like you can't go this way anymore. You need to turn around now. Um, that's a good. That's or this analogy is working. Spirit, thank you. Um, so just know that by really moving through this and processing it in the future, by allowing yourself to listen to the guidance, look at the signs, and I feel like you're coming into this awareness now of of understanding your signs and synchronicities and understanding how spirit talks to you in whatever way that is and shows you what's in your highest good, what's for the, your highest timeline, so to speak. It makes it to where you don't, when it's like, hey, make a U-turn, you're like, oh, okay, I'll make a U-turn. And then you don't have to continue and continue and continue and then hit the road closure and be like, shit, I just lost 2 hours and then turn around, thinking you could go a different way. Um, so what this could be in right now is a relationship situation. So this could be a situation where you thought you were headed towards the 10 of cups, which is complete emotional fulfillment. It's complete, like, it's the family, it's the fairy tale ending type of energy. Um so you could have been going on this journey thinking that that's what you were headed for, and then spirit, like the universe, whatever you work with, was like, not quite. This, turn around, and actually over here is going to be your true 10 of cups. You're just going to need to navigate some of this detour that you chose to go on. And with the high priestess out here, you've got, well, and the magician, you've got the tools and everything to navigate this. So just allow yourself to feel those emotions, because it can be pretty heavy when this stuff happens. And so allow yourself to move this through in whatever way that is for you, and then focus on what it is you do have, and allow yourself to do the inner work so that you can obtain this true 10 of cups that the universe has for you. For some of you, I am picking up a divine counterpart. That's not for all of you though. But I did have to say that. For some of you, this is going to be a job situation, a living situation, um, or a family situation. Those are the three that I'm picking up. And then the Eight of Wands is really saying that your manifestations are coming in. And so this is when all of a sudden, and this can go in either way. And so, here's what it is. When we get ready to go through this tower moment, and I totally empathize with you here. When we're getting ready to go through this tower moment, the universe will start to send signs. And so, for instance, I'm being brought to this example. So there was a living situation that I was in, and I had the knowing that it was that I should move, basically, that I was being called to move, but I didn't really want to make that choice. So all sorts of things started happening. Um, it was we were on a well, so it was well water, and the well broke, and we didn't have running water in the house for like 2 weeks. I mean, it was just sign after sign after sign after sign that was like, it's time to move, it's time to move, it's time to move. And then I was like, no, I don't really want to yet. I'm kind of scared. I don't really want to. It's not the right time. And spirit was like, but it's time. And then created a series of events that was like, and now you're moving. And it would have been a lot easier and a lot more pleasant if I would have just listened to it 6 months before it happened. But, that's kind of an example of how this can actually manifest. So that can be this Eight of Wands, is all those things, all those signs and everything coming in and like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. The other flip side of this can be if you have been actively manifesting on blessings and things like that coming through, and you're, like just on the other side of this tower moment, and still dealing with some of this betrayal and everything else. Sometimes okay, that was a side note. Sometimes the illumination of a betrayal can be a divine gift. So that was a total side note that I just heard. um the other way that Eight of Wands can show up is like, you've been, putting in work. Let's say you're a business owner, you've been putting in work in business. You've been actively manifesting, let's say, a move to a desired location. You've been manifesting a vacation somewhere, and then you've been manifesting a new car, and you've been manifesting, alignment with your true purpose, all of these things, and all of a sudden they just come in rapidly. It's like, and here's the resources for the new car, here's the resources for the new home, here's an unexpected vacation, here's, unexpected turn in like health. All of a sudden you're like, boom. And then you just have all the motivation to do what you need to do to get your health on track. And then you're like, boom, within 3 months, I'm healthier than I've ever been. And it really wasn't that hard. And um just your business takes off. It becomes extremely profitable, whatever it is for you. But that's the other side of this card. So take it how it resonates with you. If I'm picking up both, and I'm picking up that some of you may experience both. So this could be confirmation that those things that you may have thought were signs before this tower moment hit, and you're like, did I ignore the signs? This is your confirmation that, yeah, maybe a little bit. Now you know what to look for. Now you know how the universe speaks to you in certain situations. And so you can bank that for later, and you can catch it earlier. And then also get ready, because these other manifestations that you've been drawing in, that you really are focusing on, those are going to be coming in rapidly as well. So open up and allow those blessings in. So allow what it is for your highest good. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, with that, I was like in it, going on this whole thing, and then it just fizzled out. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope this helps. I'm sending you all the best to navigate through this. You got this. You can do this. Allow those emotions to move, ignore the opinions of others, and allow yourself to do the inner work to come out and shine. You got this. And ultimately, you've got complete wish fulfillment on the board here. So focus on that. Allow yourself to do the work necessary to get there, which is going to most of the time be inner work. And obviously take divinely guided action when that comes up. So, all right. Well, I hope this resonated. If so, you can let me know in the comments below. If you like this message, you can hit that like button. If you would like to see more content from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free, it doesn't cost anything, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.